We talked about the grand staff in the earlier video. Now we're going to put notes on the grand staff, and these notes that we're going to put on are called guide notes to start with. And as you see here, we have a treble staff and a bass staff. If you haven't heard them called G staff and F staff or clef, those are even more important. We know the treble means high, the bass means low. This is usually to begin with right hand, this is to begin with left hand. This actual staff up here is right hand most of the time. This staff here is left hand most of the time. These can change, but we really want to learn them as G clef and F clef. Here's why. If you look, there's a lot of mirror imaging going on with these guide notes. So G clef has to start on the second line from the bottom. It has to. You can't put a G clef here. Looks right, has the same right shape, but look where it's starting. It's on the wrong line. The reason it's the wrong line is because the G staff, G clef, will tell you where the G's are. A specific G. This G here. And just exactly the same way, if a mirror image, a flip down image, as this was 2 lines up, this is 2 lines down. We start on this line, and both of these little dots go on either side of the line. This is F clef, so this is an F. So the G clef tells us where this G is. The F clef tells us where the F is. Now here's the question. Which G, which F? Well, middle C, which is one of the reasons it's called middle C, comes right between them, right between the treble staff and the bass staff. This is the G above middle C, and this is the F below middle C. So we take the G clef and the F clef a tiny bit farther. We do mirror image, a note on the top of G clef and the note on the bottom of F clef. Again, knowing that these just is G clef and F clef, this right here is G, and the little note holding up at the F clef is F. So knowing G clef, we instantly know this note, 1 G above middle C, and then the next G up, 1 F below middle C, and then the F below. And then we can determine notes all around that by knowing that. The next notes we're going to do, we're going to bring over the middle C, and we're going to do the mirror image thing again. So we're going to do 2 spaces down and 2 spaces up. So you see how they're a mirror image. The cool thing about a C is that when it does a mirror image, it mirror images itself. Here, these are like a reflection of them each other, but they're different notes, G and F, G and F. But here, what is C in the treble staff is just then reflected and is C in the bass staff or the F clef, F staff. So we've got the C, middle C, we've got G. Now the C above middle C is called treble C. The C below middle C is called bass C. Okay? So, one more. And again, they're going to be C's. I'm not going to explain these lines right now. I will at the end of this little video series. But we get to add lines above and below the staff to help us expand, because we have more than just these notes on the piano. We have 88 keys. We have to expand all the way up to the top and all the way down to the bottom. There's different ways of doing it. One of them is adding lines, and we'll explain those lines. But as you can see right now, if you add 2 lines and put a note on that top line, and then we mirror image and reverse it, These are going to be with high C and low C. This is middle C. This is treble C, one C up, and then another C up is high C, and then we go back down to low C. Okay? And so now you can expand out, when you get these learned, you can expand out all different directions and learn different notes. What you should do if you've got music, and music that maybe you can't even read, that's okay. The best thing to do is just sit down with a pencil and open it up. First of all, identify what you have for your grand staff. Remember, the brace connects everything. And we start with our bar line. Then identify the treble staff and the bass staff. Then go through, forget all of the notes except you're looking for G's and you're looking for C's. It's really easy to see that this is G. It's really easy to see that this is F. But all the way over there becomes a little bit harder. So you have to begin to look at, that's 2 lines up, that's 2 lines down. And the better that you get with recognizing your guide notes, the easier it's going to be to expand around them and open up all this reading for you to read all the notes around it. So, like and subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss the next video next week. It's going to be how to branch out and how to figure out other notes based on the grand note system. Thanks. Bye.